सो हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू द चैनल। आज हम पढ़ेंगे सॉफ्टवेयर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन मैनेजमेंट। सॉफ्टवेयर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन मैनेजमेंट में क्या है कि जो सॉफ्ट एससीएम है, इसको एससीएम होता है इसका एक्रोनिम। तो एससीएम हमारा जो मैनेज है वो मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ कोड देखेगा, हमारा हर चीज को मैनेज करेगा, चेंजेस जो भी होंगे सॉफ्टवेयर में वो सब इसको मैनेज करता है। तो इसका नाम है सॉफ्टवेयर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन मैनेजमेंट। तो इसमें लिख देते हैं, सबसे पहले आता है चेंज इज इनएविटेबल व्हेन कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर इज बिल्ट एंड चेंज इंक्रीज द लेवल ऑफ कंफ्यूजन अमंग सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स हु आर वर्किंग ऑन ए प्रोजेक्ट। कंफ्यूजन arises when changes are not analyzed before they are made, recorded before they are implemented, reported to those with a need to know or control in a manner that will improve quality and reduce error. Babik discussed this when he stated, the art of coordinating software development to minimize confusion is called configuration management. Configuration management is the art of identifying, organizing, and controlling modification to the software being built by a programming team. The goal is to maximize productivity by minimizing mistakes. Software configuration management, SCM, is an umbrella activity that is applied throughout the software process because change can occur at any time. SCM activities are developed to identify changes, control changes, ensure that change is being properly implemented, and fourth is report changes to other who may have an interest. It is important to make a clear distinction between software support and software configuration management. Support is a set of software engineering activities that occur आफ्टर सॉफ्टवेयर हैज बीन डिलीवर टू द कस्टमर। ठीक है, आप देख सकते हो इसमें क्या क्विक लुक में देख सकते हो, व्हाट इज इट व्हेन यू बिल्ड कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर चेंज हैपेंस and because it happens you need to control it effectively. Software configuration management, SCM, is a set of activities designed to control change by identifying the work product that are likely to change, establishing relationship among them, defining mechanism for managing different version of this work product, controlling the changes imposed, and auditing and reporting on the changes mode. Who does it? Everyone involved in the software engineer process is involved with SCM to some extent, but specialized support positions are some time created to manage the SCM process. Why is it important? If you don't control change, it controls you, and that's never good. It's very easy for a stream of uncontrolled changes to turn a well-run software project into chaos. For that reason, SCM is an essential part of good project management and solid software engineering practice. What are the steps? Because many work products are produced when software is built, each must be uniquely identified. Once this is accomplished, mechanisms for version and change control can be established to ensure that quality is maintained as changes are made. The process is audited, and to ensure that those with a need to know are informed about changes, reporting is conducted. What is the work product? The software configuration management plan defines the project strategy for SCM. In addition, when format SCM is involved, the change control process produces software change requests and reports and engineering change orders. How do I ensure that I have done it right? When every work product can be accounted for, traced and controlled, when every change can be tracked and analyzed, when everyone who needs to know about a change has been informed, you have done it right. Okay, software configuration management is a set of tracking and control activities that being when a software engineer project begins and terminate only. When the software is taken out of operation, a primary goal of software engineer is to improve the ease with which changes can be accommodated and reduce the amount of effort expended when changes must be made. In this chapter, we discuss the specific activities that enable us to manage change. फर्स्ट आता है हमारा सॉफ्टवेयर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन मैनेजमेंट द आउटपुट ऑफ द सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेस इज इंफॉर्मेशन दैट मे बी डिवाइडेड इनटू थ्री ब्रॉड कैटेगरीज फर्स्ट कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामर्स बोथ सोर्स लेवल एंड एग्जीक्यूटिबल फॉर्म सेकंड डॉक्यूमेंट दैट डिस्क्राइब द कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामर टारगेट एट बोथ टेक्निकल partitioners and users. Third are the data contained within the program or external to it. The items that compr- comprise all information product produced as part of the software process are collectively called a software configuration. As the software process progresses, the number of software configuration item SCI grows rapidly. A system specification spawns a software project plan and software requirement specification as well as hardware related document. These in turn spawn the document to create a hierarchy of information. If each SCI simply respond other SCIs, little confusion would result. Unfortunately, another variable enters the process. Change may occur at any time for any reason. In fact, the first law of system engineers states no matter where you are system are in the system life cycle, the system will change that the desire to change it will persist throughout the life cycle. What is the origin of these changes? The answer to this question is as varied as the changes themselves. However, there are four fundamental sources of change. First, new business or market conditions dictate changes in production requirement or business rules. Second, new customer needs demand modification of data produced by information system, functionality delivered by product or service delivered by a computer-based system. Third, recognition of or business growth downsizing causes changes in project priorities or software engineering team structure. Fourth, budgetary or scheduling constraints cause a redefinition of the system or product. Software configuration management is a set of activities that have been developed, managed, changed throughout the life cycle of computer software. SCM can be viewed as a software quality assurance activity that is applied throughout the software process. In the section that follow, we examine major SCM tasks and important concepts that help us to manage change. फर्स्ट आता है हमारा baseline. Change is a fact of life in software development. Customer want to modify requirement, developer want to modify the technical approach, manager want to modify the project strategy. Why all these modification? The answer is really quite simple. As time passes, all constituencies are know more about what they need, which approach would be best, how to get it done, and still make money. This additional knowledge is the driving force behind most changes and leads to a statement or fact that is difficult for many software engineers practitioners to accept. Most changes are justified. A baseline is a software configuration management concept that help us to control change without seriously impending justifying changes. The IEEE standard number 610.2121990 defines a baseline as a specification or product that has been formally reviewed and agreed upon, that thereafter serve as the basis for further development, and that can be changed only through formal change control procedures. One way to describe baseline is through analogy. Consider the doors in the kitchen. Consider the doors to the kitchen in a large restaurant. One door is marked out and the other marked is in. The doors have stops that allow them to open it in the appropriate direction. If a waiter picks up an order in the kitchen, place it on a tray, and then he realizes selected the wrong dish, he may change to the correct dish quickly and informally because he leaves the kitchen. If, however, he leaves the kitchen, gives the customer the dish, and then is informed of his error, he must follow a set procedure. First, look at the check to determine if an error has occurred. Second, apologize profusely, return to the kitchen through the indoor, explain the problem and so forth. The baseline is analogous to the kitchen door in the restaurant. Before a configuration item become a baseline, change may be made quickly and informally. However, once our baseline is established, we figuratively pass through a swinging one-way door. Changes can be made, but a specific formal procedure must be applied to evaluate and verify each change. A software engineer work product uh, becomes a baseline only after it has been reviewed and approved. ओके, तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हो ये है हमारा एस सी आई है मॉडिफिकेशन. मॉडिफिकेशन क्या है? फॉर्मल टेक्निकल रिव्यूज अप्रूवल. देन ये जो है हमारा प्रोजेक्ट डेटाबेस, इसमें चेंजेस होंगे. तो चेंजेस क्या है? बेसलाइन, सिस्टम स्पेसिफिकेशन, सिस्टम रिक्वायरमेंट, डिजाइन स्पेसिफिकेशन, सोर्स कोड, टेस्ट प्लान, ऑपरेशनल सिस्टम. इनमें से कुछ भी चेंजेस होंगे तो पहले एससीआई में अगर जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग टास्क है, ये एक साइकिल है. जब डेटा में अप्रूव हो जाएगा तब जाके स्टोर हो जाएगा, फिर एक्सट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा एससीएम कंट्रोल, फिर वापस से साइकिल चलती रहेगी. तो ये है हमारा बेसलाइन का. ओ, तो 9.5 baseline SCI and the project database. In the context of software engineering, a baseline is a milestone in the development of software that is marked by the delivery of one or more software configuration item and the approval of these SCIs that is obtained through formal technical review. For example, the elements of a design specification have been documented and reviewed. Errors are found and corrected once all parts of the specification have been reviewed, corrected, and then approved. The design specification become a baseline. Further changes to the program architect document in the design specification can be made only after each has been evaluated and approved. Although baseline can be defined at any level of detail, the most common software baseline as shown in figure 9.1. The progressive of event that leads to a baseline is also illustrated in figure point 11 9.1. Software engineer tasks produce one or more SCIs. After SCIs are reviewed and approved, they are placed in a project database, also called project library or software repository. When a member of software engineer team wants to make a modification to a baseline SCI, it is copied from the project database into the engineer's private workspace. However, this extracted SCI can be modified only if SCM control are followed. The arrows in 9.1 illustrate the modification path for a baseline SCI. The software configuration items. We have already defined software configuration item as information that is created as part of the software engineering process. In the extreme, a SCI could be considered to be a single selection of a large specification or one test case in a large suite of tests. More realistically, an SCI is a document an entire suite of test case और a named program component example है C plus function और an ADA package. तो इसमें देख सकते हो आप डिजाइन स्पेसिफिकेशन होंगे जो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑब्जेक्ट है. ये डिजाइन स्पेसिफिकेशन ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर डेटा डिजाइन, आर्किटेक्चर डिजाइन, मॉड्यूल डिजाइन और इंटरफेस डिजाइन होगा. टेस्ट स्पेसिफिकेशन में टेस्ट प्लान, टेस्ट प्रोसीजर, टेस्ट केसेस. कंपोनेंट एंड में इंटरफेस डिस्क्रिप्शन, एल्गोरिथम डिस्क्रिप्शन, पीडीएल, और ये कनेक्ट हो जाएगा सोर्स कोड से. तो ये है हमारा कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स. ठीक है. इन addition to the SCI that are derived from software work product, many software engineer organizations also place software tools under configuration control. This that is specific version of editors, compiler and other case tools are frozen as part of the software configuration. Because these tools were used to produce documentation, source code and data, they must be available when changes to the software configuration are to be made. Although problems are rare, it is possible that a new version of a tool, example compiler, might produce different result than the original version. For this reason, tools like the software they help to produce can be baseline as part of a comprehensive configuration management process. In reality, SCIs are organized to form configuration objects that may be cataloged in the project database with a single name. A configuration object has a name, attributes, and is connected to other objects by relationship. Referring to figure 9.2, the configuration object design specification, data model component and source code and test specification are defined separately. However, each of that object is related to the others as shown by the arrows. A curved arrow indicate a compositional relation. This is data model and component and are part of the object design specification. A double-headed straight arrow indicates an interrelationship. If a change were made to the source code object, the interrelationship enables a software engineer to determine what other objects might be affected. फिर आता है हमारा the SCM process. The configuration management yellow pages contain the most comprehensive listing of SCM resources on the web. Software configuration management is an important element of software quality assurance. It primary responsibility is the control of change. However, SCM is also responsible for the identification of individual SCIs and various versions of the software, the auditing of the software configuration to ensure that it has been properly developed, and the reporting of all changes applied to the configuration. Any discussion of SCM introduces a set of complex questions. How does an organization identify and manage the many existing versions of a program in its documents in a manner that will enable change to be accommodated efficiently? How does an organization control changes before and after software is released to customers? Who has responsibility for approving and ranking changes? How can we ensure that changes have made them properly? What mechanism is used to appraise other of changes that are made? These questions led us to the definition of 5 SCM tasks: identification, version control, change control, configuration auditing, and reporting. अब फर्स्ट आता है हमारा identification of object in the software. To control and manage software configuration item, each must be separately named and then organized using an object-oriented approach. Two types of object can be identified: basic object and aggregate object. A basic object is a unit of text that has been created by a software engineer during analysis, design code, or test. For example, a basic object might be a selection of a requirement specification, a resource listing for a component, or a suite of test cases that are used to exercise the code. An aggregate object is a collection of basic objects and other aggregate object. Referring to figure 9.2, design specification is an aggregate object. Conceptually, it can be viewed as name identified list of pointer that specify basic objects such as data model and component end. Each object has a set of distinct features that identify it uniquely. A name, a description, a list of resources, and a realization. The object name is a character string that identifies the object unambiguously. The object description is a list of data items that identify. The SCI type example document program represented by the object, a project identifier, change and or version information. The interrelationship established for configuration object allow a software engineer to access impact of change. Resources are entities that are provided, processed, referenced, or otherwise required by the object. For example, data types, specific function, or even variable name may be considered to be object resources. The realization is a pointer to the unit of text for a basic object and null for an aggregate object. Configuration object identification must be also be considered the relationship that exists between name object and object can be identified as part of an aggregated object. The relationship part of defines a hierarchy of objects, for example, using the simple notation. ER diagram 1.4 part of data model part of design specification. We create a hierarchy of SCIs. It is unrealistic to assume that the only relationship among objects is an object hierarchy or along direct path of the hierarchy tree. In many cases, objects are interrelated across branches of the object hierarchy. For example, a data model is interrelated to data flow diagrams, assuming that views of structure analysis and also interrelated to a set of test cases for a specific equivalence class. These cross-structure relationships can be represented in the following manner: data model interrelated data flow model, data model interrelated test case model M. In the first case, the relationship interrelationship in between a composite object, while the second relationship is between an aggregate object data model and a basic object test case test class M. The interrelationship between configuration object can be represented with a module interconnection language MIL. MIL describes the interdependency among configuration object and enables any version of a system to be constructed automatically. The identification scheme for software object must recognize the object evolved through the software process. Before an object is baseline, it may change many times. And even after a baseline has been established, change may be quite frequent. It is possible to create an evolution graph for any object. The evolution graph describes the change history of an object as illustrated in figure 9.3. Configuration object 1.0 undergoes revision and becomes object 1.1. ये हम आप देख सकते हो फिगर 9.3 जैसे कि ऑब्जेक्ट 1.0 है ऑब्जेक्ट 1.1 जब इसमें जब तक मेजर चेंजेस नहीं होंगे जब तक हम वेरिएंट में जाते रहेंगे वरना फिर वर्जन में चले जाएंगे देखिए वर्जन होता है जैसे कि अगर किसी का वर्जन 1.1 है अगर ये 2.0 हो गया तो ये हो गया वर्जन में चेंज अगर 1.12 हो गया तो ये इसके वेरिएंट है तो ये वेरिएंट और वर्जन में आपको डिफरेंस समझना है तो यही है हमारे ऑब्जेक्ट के इवोल्यूशन ग्राफ से इसको टू वे है रिप्रेजेंट करने के ठीक है एक है वर्जन से और एक है वेरिएंट से ठीक है तो ऑब्जेक्ट 1.0 continues through 1.3 and 1.4 which is followed by a major update that is object 1.2. The evolution of the object 1.0 continues through 1.3 and 1.4, but at the same time a major modification to the object result in a new evolutionary path. Version 2.0, both versions are currently supported. Changes may be made to any version, but not necessarily to all versions. How does the developer reference all components, documents, and test cases for version 1.4? How does the marketing department know what customer currently have version 2.1? How can be sure that changes to the version 2.1 source code are properly reflected in the corresponding design documentation? A key element in the answer to all these questions is identification. A variety of automated SCM tools has been developed to aid in identification and other SCM tasks. In some cases, a tool is designed to maintain full copies of only the most recent version. To achieve earlier version of document or programs, changes are subtracted from the most recent version. This scheme makes the currently configuration immediately available and allows other version to be derived easily. फिर आता है हमारा वर्जन कंट्रोल कंपाइन procedure and tools to manage different versions of configuration objects that are created during the software process. CLAMP describes version control in the context of SCM. Configuration management allows a user to specify alternative configuration of the software system through the selection of appropriate version. This is supported by association attributes with each software version and then allowing a configuration to be specified by describing the dash set of desired attributes. The attributes mentioned can be as simple as a specific version number that is attached to each object or as complex as a string of Boolean variable that indicate a specific type of functional changes that have been applied to the system. One representation of the different version of the is the evolution graph जो कि हम पहले देख चुके हैं evolution graph. Second आता है हमारे पास ये three dimensional graph. Each node on the group graph is aggregated object that is a complete version of the software. Each version of the software is a collection of SCI source code document data and each version may be composed of different variants. To illustrate this concept, consider a version of a simple program that is composed of entities 1, 2, and 4 and 5. Entity 4 is used only when the software is implemented using color displays. तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हो आप ये वेरिएंट्स वर्जन और एंटिटीज इन तीनों के बीच में बनेगा हमारा ये थ्री डायमेंशनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन. ठीक है, ऑब्जेक्ट पूल, इसे ऑब्जेक्ट पूल बोलते हैं. थ्री डायमेंशनल दो रिप्रेजेंट थे, एक थे हमारे ग्राफ, एक होता है थ्री डायमेंशनल जिसको ऑब्जेक्ट पूल के नाम से जानता है. रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ कंपोनेंट वेरिएंट्स एंड वर्जन्स. Entity 5 is implemented when monochrome displays are available. There are therefore two variants of the version can be defined: entities 1, 2, 3, and 4, entities 1, 2, 3, and 5. To construct the appropriate variants of a given version of a program, each entity must be assigned the attribute tuple, a list of features that will define whether the entity should be used. When a particular variant of a software version is to be constructed, one or more attributes is assigned for each variant. For example, a color attribute could be used to define which entity should be included when color displays are to be supported. Another way to conceptualize the relationship between entities, variants, and version is to represent them as an object pool. Referring to figure 9.4, the relationship between configuration, object, and entities, variants, and versions can be represented in three-dimensional space. An entity is composed of a collection of objects at the same division level. A version is a different collection of objects at the same division level and therefore coexisting in parallel with other variants. A new version is defined when major changes are made to one और मोर ऑब्जेक्ट्स. अगर मेजर चेंजेस जब तक नहीं हो सकते जब तक हम वो वेरिएंट्स चेंज करेंगे. जब उसमें नए वर्जन मतलब नए वेरी वो आ जाएगा मॉडिफिकेशन, जब ज़्यादा मेजर चेंजेस हो जाएंगे तो फिर वो हो जाएगा नया वर्जन. जैसे कि आप देख सकते हो, जैसे कि व्हाट्सएप को कोई अपडेट आया तो व्हाट्सएप 3.0 से व्हाट्सएप 4.0 हो जाएगा, तब उसमें मेजर चेंजेस होंगे. जब छोटे मोटे अपडेट होंगे तो वो 3.12 3.13 ऐसे फाइल को सेव करना है. सिंपल. अ नंबर ऑफ डिफरेंट automated approaches to version control have been proposed over the past decade. The primary difference in approaches is sophistication of the attributes that are used to construct a specified version and variants of a system and the mechanics mechanics of the process for construction. फिर आता है हमारा थर्ड जो कि है चेंज कंट्रोल. देखिए अभी तक हमने आइडेंटिफिकेशन करा, आइडेंटिफिकेशन किया, फिर हमने किया वर्जन कंट्रोल. वर्जन कंट्रोल अगर आइडेंटिफिकेशन क्या है, आइडेंटिफिकेशन में हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना आना चाहिए जब हम चेंजेस कर रहे हैं. वर्जन कंट्रोल के अंदर हमारे वर्जन कंट्रोल होंगे जिसमें वर्जन होते हैं, वेरिएंट्स होते हैं, जिसको हमारे टू वे से रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए एक है इवोल्यूशन ग्राफ, एक है हमारा ये पूल. ठीक है, जो था हमारा थ्री डायमेंशनल था जिसको हम बोलते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट पूल. ठीक है, तो ये था हमारा दो। अब हमारा तीसरा था चेंज कंट्रोल। द रियलिटी ऑफ चेंज कंट्रोल इन ए मॉडर्न सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर कॉन्टेक्स्ट हैज बीन समड अप ब्यूटिफुली बाय जेम्स बैक. Change control is vital, but the forces that make it necessary also make it annoying. We worry about changes, but a tiny perturbation in the code can create a big failure in the product. But it can also fix a big failure or enable wonderful new capabilities. We worry about change because a single rough player developer could sink the project. Yeah, yet brilliant ideas originate in the minds of those rogues, and a burdensome change control process would effectively discourage them from doing creative work. Both recognize that we face a balancing act. Too much change control and we create problems, too little and we create other problems. For a large software engineer project, uncontrolled change rapidly leads to a chaos. For such projects, change control combines human procedures and automated tools to provide a mechanism for the control of change. The change control process is illustrated systematically in figure 5, 9.5. A change request is submitted. आप देख सकते हो ये है हमारी फिगर 9.5, जिसके अंदर हमारा क्या होगा। देखिए ये इसमें एक पहले आता है नीड फॉर चेंज रिकॉग्नाइज। पहले हम चेंज को देखेंगे कि हमें ज़रूरत है कि नहीं। अगर चेंज रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम यूज़र, डेवलपर उसको इवेलुएट करेगा, चेंज रिपोर्ट जनरेट होगी। अब इसमें दो पैरामीटर्स बनेंगे। क्या? एक है चेंज कंट्रोल ऑथोरिटी डिसाइड। अगर रिक्वेस्ट को डिनाइड कर दिया जाए तो यूज़र को इन्फॉर्म कर दिया जाएगा कि उनके जो चेंजेस है वो नहीं हो सकते। सिंपल। अगर रिक्वेस्ट इज क्यूड फॉर एक्शन, ईसीओ जनरेटेड। ठीक है। फिर आता है assign individual to configuration object, check out configuration object, make the changes, review the change, check in the configuration item that has been changed, establish the baseline for testing, perform quality assurance and testing activities, promote changes for inclusion in test release, rebuild appropriate version of software, review the change to all configuration item, include changes in new version, distribute new version. ठीक है, तो ये है हमारा चेंज कंट्रोल प्रोसेस कि हमें कैसे को इसको चेंज को करना है। ठीक है। अ चेंज रिक्वेस्ट इज सबमिटेड एंड इवेलुएटेड टू एक्सेस टेक्निकल मेरिट, पोटेंशियल साइड इफेक्ट्स, ओवरऑल इम्पैक्ट ऑन अदर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑब्जेक्ट एंड सिस्टम फंक्शन and the projected cost of the change. The result of the evaluation are presented as a change report which is used by change control authority CCA, a person or group who make a final decision of the status and priority of the change. An engineering change order is generated for each approved change. The ECO describe the change to be made, the constraint that must be respected, and the criteria for review and audit. The object to be changed is checked out of the project database. The change is made and appropriate SQA activities are applied. The object is then checked in to the database and appropriate version control mechanism are used to create the next version of the software. The check-in and check-out process implements two important elements of change control: access control and synchronization control. Access control governs which software engineers have the authority to access and modify a particular configuration object. Synchronization control helps to ensure that parallel changes performed by two different people don't overwrite one another. Access and synchronization control flows are illustrated schematically in Figure 9.6. Based on an approved change request and ECO, a software engineer check out a configuration object. An access control function ensures that the software engineer has authority to check out the object, and synchronization control logs the object in the project database so that no update can be made to it until the currently checked out version has been placed. Note that other copies can be checked out, but other updates cannot be made. A copy of the baseline object called the extracted version is modified by the software engineer after appropriate SQA and testing. The modified version of this object is checked in and the new baseline object is unlocked. Some reader may begin to feel uncomfortable with the level of bureaucracy implied by the change control process description. This feeling is not uncommon. Without proper safeguard, change control can retard progress and create unnecessary bad tape. Most developers who have change control mechanism, many have none. have created none of number of layers to control help avoid the problems alluded to here। तो इसमें क्या होता है, देखिए एक्सेप्टेंस सिंक्रोनाइजेशन कंट्रोल है। इसमें क्या है कि हम दो यूजर अगर साइमल्टेनियसली एक वेरिएबल या किसी भी चीज में चेंज कर रहे हैं तो प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है। तो इसमें क्या है कि हमें लॉक लगाने पड़ते हैं। इसमें क्या है कि जैसे चेक इन, सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर, प्रोजेक्ट डेटाबेस, चेकआउट और एक्सेस कंट्रोल, ये 5 लेयर से गुजर के वो हम चेंजेस करेंगे। ठीक है, पहले सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑब्जेक्ट मॉडिफाइड वर्जन, और यहाँ पे ऑडिट इन्फो, ये चेक इन है। ठीक है, अब इसको अनलॉक कर देगा एक्सेस कंट्रोल में, और फिर यहाँ पे चेकआउट से लॉक करता है, चेक इन से अनलॉक करता है। ठीक है, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑब्जेक्ट, फिर अगर हमारा जो है अगर उसमें चेंजेस हो जाएंगे तो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑब्जेक्ट बेसलाइन वर्जन प्रोजेक्ट डेटाबेस में अपडेट हो जाएगा। कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑब्जेक्ट बेसलाइन न्यू वर्जन चेकआउट कर देगा, फिर यहाँ लॉक कर देगा, ओनरशिप की इन्फो इसके अंदर रहेगी। तो यही है कि यही है हमारे चेक इन, मतलब बेसिकली सिंक्रोनाइजेशन टेक्निक को हम बोल सकते हैं, जो कि हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं अगर changes कर रहे हैं तो। prior to an SCI becoming a baseline, only informal change control need to be applied. The developer of the configuration object in question may have make changes are justified by project and technical requirement, as long as changes do not affect broader system requirement that lies outside the developer scope of work. Once the object has gone formal technical review and has been approved, a baseline is created. Once an SCI becomes a baseline, project level change control is implemented. Now to make a change, the developer must gain approval from the project manager if the changes is local, or from the CCA if the changes affect other SCIs. In some cases, formal generation of change request, change reports, and ECO is dispensed with. However, assessment of each change is conducted and all changes were tracked and reviewed. Okay, opt for a little bit change control them you think you will need. It's likely that too much will be the right amount। और उसमें क्योट भी लिख रखा है हमारे बम्पर स्टिकर ने, चेंज इन इनोवेटिबल एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम वेंडिंग मशीन्स। ओके, when the software project is released to customer, formal changes control is instituted. The formal change control procedure has been outlined in the change control authority plays an active role in the software second and third layer of control. Depending on the size and character of a software project, the CCA may be composed of one person, the project manager, or a number of people representative from software, hardware, database, engineering, support, marketing. The role of the CCA is take a global view, that is to assess the impact of a change beyond the SCI in question. How will the change affect hardware? How will the change affect performance? How will the change modified customers' perception of the product? How will the change after product quality and reliability? These and many other questions are addressed by the CCA। अब आता है हमारा कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑडिट। Identification, version control, and change control help the software developer to maintain order in what would otherwise to be a chaotic and fluid situation. However, even the most successful control mechanism track a control only until an ECO is generated. How can we assure that change has been properly implemented? The answer is twofold: formal technical reviews and the software configuration audit. The formal technical review in detail focus on the technical correctness of the configuration object that has been modified. The reviewers assess the SCI to determine consistency with other SCI's omission or potential side effect. A formal technical review should be conducted for all but the most trivial changes. A software configuration audit complement the formal technical review by assessing a configuration object for characteristics that are generally not considered during review. The audit asks and answers the following question: has the change specified in the ECO been made? Have any additional modification been incorporated? Has a formal technical review been conducted to assess technical correctness? Has the software process been followed and have software engineer standards been properly applied? Has the change been highlighted in the SCI? Have the change date and change author been specified? Do the attributes of the configuration object reflect the change? Have SCM procedures for noting for change, recording it and reporting it been followed? Have all related SCIs been properly updated? In some cases, the audit action questions are asked as part of a formal technical review. However, when SCM is formal actively, the SCM audit is conducted separately by the quality assurance group. 9.7 status reporting. Configuration status reporting CSR, sometimes called a status accounting, is an SCM task that answers the following question: what happened? Who did it? When did it happen? What else will be affected? The flow of information for configuration status reporting is illustrated in figure 9.5. Each time SCI is assigned new or updated identification, तो हमारे पास आती है ये SCR की रिपोर्ट। इसमें क्या है, स्टेटस स्टेटस रिपोर्टिंग हमारी चेक की जाती है। और जो हमारी फिगर 9.5 थी जिसमें हम सब कुछ वैलिडेट करके ही उसमें चेंज कर पा रहे थे, यही हमारा इस ऑडिट के अंदर आता है। ठीक है। Each time an SCI is assigned new or updated identification, a CSR entry is made. Each time a change is approved by the SCCA, that is an ECO is issued, a CSR entry is made. Each time a configuration audit is conducted, the results are reported. As part of the CSR task, output from CSR may be placed in an online database so that software developer or maintainers can access change information by keyword category. In addition, a CSR report is generated on a regular basis and is intended to keep management and practitioners apprised of important changes. Configuration status reporting plays a vital role in the success of a large software development project. When many people are involved, it is likely that the left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing syndrome will occur. Two developers may attempt to modify the same SCI with different and conflict intent. A software engineering team may spend months of effort building software to an obsolete hardware specification. The person who would recognize serious side effect for a proposed change is not aware that the change is being made. CSR helps to eliminate these by problem by improving communication among all people involved. फिर आता है हमारा SCM standard. Over the past 2 decades, a number of software configuration management standards have been proposed. Many early SCM standards such as MIL STD 483, DoD STD 480A, and MIL STD 1521A focus on software developed for military application. However, more recent ANSI IEEE standards such as ANSI IEEE standard number 828, 93 number stand number are applicable for non-military software and are recommended for both large and small software engineering organization.